Hi, good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you may be all over the world. I'm sorry for coming in late. I was supposed to start at 5, but I was trying to put some technical stuff together. Don't forget, I'm just still learning this. Just indulge me a bit. This is the True Love of God platform, the TLOG platform, we call it. And my name is Chris Paulo Taibe, and I will be your guide, as it were, here. And as I always say, yes, we are talking about the Word of God, or better still, our relationship with God. I do not claim to be a pastor, a preacher, even an evangelist. I'm just doing my own. I'm just acting on the inspiration I got. People say, they heard from God. God told them in their dream, in their this, in their that. Nobody's there to corroborate. There's nothing to, there's no way we can find that out. So I am restraining myself from saying that, because I can't say I heard the voice of anything or anybody, but I've only been, excuse me, having it as a heart desire to do this one day for God. And yes, a lot of people have also told me that that in the end I will end up preaching the Word of God. If this is it, to God be the glory. But then for me, I'm not preaching, I'm just saying it the way I feel it, hoping that you feel it the same way too, and to also transmit to you the benefits I'm getting from there. So you can see where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a very pragmatic approach to this. So everything we say here must be practicable, pragmatic, and let nobody come here and tell me, think of the Spirit and all in the air or something. No, please, they are not in the air. There are so many myths also that we may be inspired to deconstruct here. Like we done one yesterday when we said, anybody that's telling you may you never die an untimely death, it's a 419 prayer. I'm reiterating it here. So that's one myth that we've all been, amen. Of course you can say amen. Nobody wants to die now. But we also agree that somebody must die sometime, someday. Something must kill that person. So death is something that nobody can escape. Only God knows when that person will die. That was what I was I told you yesterday. So today, so much of the introduction. Today we'll be talking about tithes, seed, and offering. Well, I owe this topic to my great friend, you love her, Dr. Adi Goretti. You love Adi. You love Dr. Goretti. Wow. She sent me a video of a pastor. I don't know where it's from, a 5-minute video of sort. And he was in Uganda and telling the congregants that tithing and offering or seed offering, whatever they call it, whatever it is you call it now, it's scam. Right? And he proved it. Actually, from his perspective, you would agree with him that it's scam. Because, why? Excuse me. If a pastor wants to pray for you to be successful, he says you have to sow a seed. How does that seed? Is God now a contractor? So God is now telling you, they are now telling you that for you to get to God, you gotta pay. Is God a rent seeker now? What does your God need money for? Indeed, there's a joke. This comedians used to I had a joke one time, and I'll share it with you. Said God, he's heard that so many people, virtually every Christian on earth is sending in their tithe, their salaries and all of that, of their salaries. And then his pastors, who are supposed to be his men, right? Men of God, are the ones in custody rather of that money. They are the custodian of that money, correct? So he decided to send Angel Gabriel to go and audit the account for tithe in Nigeria. So Angel Gabriel gets to Nigeria. The first person he meets is a Yoruba pastor. And they are, sir, I'm here to, you collect a lot of tithe and offering on behalf of God, Abi. God has sent me to come and verify and audit, the money that you guys have made. And so the Yoruba pastor said, glory be to God. Glory be to Jesus. Oh, Angel Gabriel. Oh, God is wonderful. Oh, I will know. So how much is it then? Angel, if you know what I do. When all my congregation, when they pack the money, they are tied like this. I will pack it in one big tray, in a circle. And I'll just say to God, this is your tithe, from your people, please take this tithe, and bless it, Jesus. And I will throw it up like this. Okay? No. And I will throw it up. So, that small circle that I will throw on the ground, the one that fall inside that small circle that look like a coin, like when you throw a small coin on a football field, that small coin, that is the one. Anyone that fall inside that coin, that circle coin, that is Oloduma, that is Olorun's, that's God's own. For the ones outside the coin, they are my own. I'm the chief owner, I'm the accountant. Yeah, I'm the accountant for here on this planet in Nigeria. And he just say, oh, that's what you do, that's nice. And then Gabriel goes to the Hausa man, Hausa pastor, and say, Pastor, this time you are an offering you've been collecting on behalf of God. Okay, how much is left now? How much is it? The man say, Yoba, Ubangiji Allah, Wallahi Allah, Allah is great. You see, when I collect all the tithe and the offering, wallahi, I will just throw a small triangle, very small. Then I will throw the money and the tithe and the offering, throw it in the air. The one that falls inside that triangle is ours. Wallahi. The one outside that small triangle is mine. Me, I'm the, And they say, oh, that's what you do, that's nice. Okay. The one is that falls inside the small triangle, the whole field of tithe is the one for Allah. Oh, good. All right. Then now goes to the Igbo pastor. And you thought it would get, the guy will do something else. Now hear what the Igbo guy did. And the guy goes, oh, Chineke is good. Nah, Gabriel Angel. Oh, I mean Angel Gabriel. I think Gabriel Angel. Nah, Chineke is good. Chineke is good business. Good business, my brother. You see, when me collect all the tithe and the offering, Chineke, Chineke is good. Chineke is good in the Gabriel. Chineke, I give Chineke all the glory, all the adoration, all the praise. So when I collect all the tithe and offering, I will not do like the Yoruba man and the Hausa man. They don't have faith in Chineke. All I will do is that when I pack all the money like that, I pack up inside tray, I just throw it up. Wow! Anyone Chineke catch is his own. The one on the ground, all of my own. Okay, so that's a joke, right? This is not against any group, just for your own delight. But the point I want to bring out from this is that at the end of the day, how much of the physical cash actually goes to God? That's the question. But the truth of the matter is that that is not how it's supposed to be. You know, first of all, tithing is the law, right? I can assure you that, and as I've done, there are so many scriptures both for and against tithing and offering and whatever. But one that I could hold that is of importance, huge importance to me, and as it will be right now to you, is Matthew 23:23. This is what it says. And it's Jesus Christ saying, talking directly. Jesus Christ. Now listen. He said, woe to you, teacher of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites. You give a tenth of your spices, mint, dill, and cumin, but you have neglected the more important matters of the law: justice, mercy, and faithfulness. You should have practiced the latter, which is not neglecting mercy, justice, mercy, and faithfulness, without neglecting the former, which is paying your tithe. That for me caps it all. And I'll explain to you right now. Jesus Christ is saying he has nothing against tithing. He has nothing against offering. Tithing especially is the law from the Old Testament to the New Testament. Yeah, it's an accepted norm, accepted law. However, no matter why are you paying your tithes and neglecting to be a good person? Yeah, let me put it like that. And neglecting to be morally upright. Why are you paying your tithe while you are standing for injustice, not standing against it? Why are you paying your tithe? Why are you remembering to pay your tithe, and yet you neglect to uphold the truth? Why are you paying your tithe? You remember to pay your tithe, yet you don't have mercy inside of you. You are wicked inside of you. You actually don't love your neighbor. Yes, you pay tithe, right? So the point here is this. Tithing is an administrative thing. It's administrative, purely administrative, okay? Jesus Christ knows it's an administrative thing. And not from what you've heard now, Matthew 23:23, you can see that it really has not much to do with your grace. Yes, there is a limit to which, yes, you can use your tithe to influence. And that's what I can say. Not by grace. Yeah. You can be a murderer, and because you pay your tithes, God will forgive you now. You know that. You can be a criminal. A hardened criminal though, but better still, an unrepentant criminal. And because you pay so much tithe in millions and billions, in naira and dollar, God will forgive you for the injustice you are perpetrating in your community, in your family, in the land. Not possible now. Yorubas will say kojo. Yeah. That's why Jesus Christ said, why have you neglected? Why do you remember to pay your tithe, yet you neglect justice, mercy, and faithfulness? Right? Why? So you see the thing that a lot of people, that I'm even talking from the guy who pays, so I'm not just wait, I'll get to the person who is receiving the tithe. In other words, Jesus Christ is saying, your tithe, as good as it is, as legal and constitutional as it is by the scriptures, they're not really Bible grace, as it were. if you can get it from, you can get the semantic subtext there. Jesus Christ is here reminding us of the importance of doing the two. That's it. That's it. But the latter weighs higher than the former. Yeah. Your commitment to justice, to mercy, to faithfulness, way more than just using paying your time. So that's what that's all about. I hope you get it. Please, I wish we could make this interactive, and there's a way you can come in and telling me or just banter about it. Or you can write it by comment, So what am I saying? So that's it. Tithing is legal. However, it is not compulsory. There are scriptures that okay, let me read some. Maybe we'll get to that one. Let me see. Numbers 18:21. That's an Old Testament, right? Is it in the Old Testament now? Okay. Yeah. Numbers in the Old Testament. I give to the Levites all the tithes in Israel as their inheritance in return for the work they do while serving at the tent of meeting. So it's an administrative thing. It's more like they are more like a reward, a stipend that you give the Levites, who are the pastor, the singer, whatever, for the work they do at the tent of meeting. Then let's go to the 26th verse of the same Numbers 18. And here is what it says. Speak to the Levites and say to them, when you receive from the Israelites the tithe I gave you as an inheritance, you must present a tenth of that tithe as a Lord's offering. Okay, well, that speaks to that comedy, that joke I started with. When you as a Levite, you get the tithe, you must tithe a tithe of that tithe. You must take another tithe from that tithe that been tithed to you and present it to God as his offering. So, because like I said in the joke now, all the billions and trillions that have been made so far in the name of tithing, none of them, they have not heard that there is a heavenly CBN cashing in on all those physical paper cash. I have not now. So that means even as the Lord's offering, we still have to define it. Who is taking it physically on behalf of God? Who is taking it physically on behalf of God? The trillions they make in all the churches all over the world. On a weekly, daily, monthly, who is taking those trillions? Because it runs into trillions of dollars or what have you now. Who is taking it on behalf of God? What that means is that, no, God will not come down and take the money physically now. The idea of those tithes, and I'm sorry, I'm sure I can't remember that scripture again, but I know the idea of the tithe is for communal development. Because there's little the Levites will eat now. They have one roof over their head is enough. They have food they eat. And a part of the money is paid them as salary. The rest of that money, of that chunk, it's in the Bible, it's in the scripture somewhere. But just pardon me, I can't get it. But if you can get it sent to me, a chunk of that money or of that offering is given to help the poor, the less privileged, within that fold and in the community. So that is how God, that's how God shows his light. The light illuminates. The light illuminating in this context means the light from that side impacts life physically. More life, not just a few who are Levite, who are working of God. It goes round. You know? So, but how many of our pastors are doing it today? Truly. I know a lot of you who would like to defend your pastors. Who say, but you know, every Christmas we go call widow, call no papa. This is not what we are talking about. The way these people talk about widows, orphans, is that they are lepers from another planet. But it's like human beings. The only thing that happened to them, they lost somebody. The widow lost her husband, the orphan lost parents. People die on some people now. These are human beings. You don't treat them like beggars or a beggar that you go and do your fanciful philanthropy to, believing that you are doing it to God. You are not doing anything to God. God can see that you are fake. You could use your tithes to build an industry for the orphans, for the widows, to empower them economically, so they can affect the community. I'm talking practical things now. Lots of churches are making this. They gleefully tell you, my pastor is the richest pastor. Billionaires in dollars. But what is he doing with that billion? What will he do with it into your long? What will he do with it? I have plenty jets. You have plenty jets. You have billions of dollars. They give you a sign, pastor offering, this offering, that offering. But you know that money is wasted somewhere. Why your people, your members of the church, forget Nigerians, members of the church are dying of poverty. A lot of them who are going to give you offering for them coming to church? Will give from the money they don't have. And the worst thing that's happening right now is people tell you, ask you to write your name for tithes. So if you are pledging monthly tithe of say 10,000, they know that you are earning 100,000 now. Is that how the Bible taught us? Well, that's why some people now, after some time, they will say, no, sir, I want to, the God, I've been paying my tithe, but nothing has happened in my life, I don't change and everything. And I've paid so much time by my record. Somebody is actually giving you, will keep record now, because if you are keeping his own record, he will keep your record. So, and he's telling you that, well, all the money, all the time I paid from this year to this year, every month on end, please, I need it. Can you give me? That person will have that gut because you have made it so. Tithing is not, it's voluntary, really. It's voluntary. Abraham was the first to tithe, yes, and he was for a practical thing. He was told his last expedition, whether it was, I can't remember now, the victory he had was because of God, and he knew it physically. And he sold a tithe of his properties, of his earning or something, to honor God. Jacob was the second. And that one was even more physical. I said, look, this place I'm going, if I go and come back, I make money, I do this, I do that, I will give you a tenth of my offering. A tenth of my harvest. And that's what happened. And it's human, it's typical. Human beings are transactional. And indeed it is transactional, whether in the spirit or in the physical, it's transactional. And that's why it's voluntary. It's voluntary because I have to be convinced that, yes, God is the deserving of the tithe. That's human. We're trying to impose the spiritual on it, but it starts from the human. But I'm telling you, go and read the Bible. Abraham is the first person to tithe. And what's his name? Maybe Jacob took after him, second. So the truth of the matter is that, yeah, tithing is legal, but it's for a purpose. And then at the core of it is that it is not compulsory. It's indeed not compulsory. That I told you, we'll be talking deep and we'll be radical. It's not compulsory. Even tithe is even better self. So let's give it to tithe. Tithe is even better. But guess what? All this seed offering, this offering, that offering, sow seed. So what are you sowing seed for? But this is not to say that, see, I don't know why people just relocate the reality that God taught us through the existence of Jesus Christ, physical existence of Jesus Christ when He lived with us as a human, as in flesh and blood. Why are you reasoning as if the God that you can't see knows where He is everywhere? It's in the universe, it's in your mind, it's everywhere. So He knows what it is. So you can't bamboozle Him by being abstract, right? Trying to, no, you can't. In other words, if I feel that God has done something for me, it's an obligation. I must pay that tithe. To support the work. It's also administrative. To support the work, to support the ministry. So if I'm giving to a pastor, it's coming from my heart. It is not for the pastor to legislate it and make it compulsory from you. So seed of a pastor offering, prophet offering. What's it called? You have to sow seed if you want to have fruit of the womb. That is stupid. That's stupid. You have to sow seed to have fruit of the womb. What the hell are you? Who are you, God, that you know when that fruit will enter that womb? Yet you are collecting toll on behalf of God. A lot of women who are doing that, well, maybe they are lucky God just answers their prayer. It is God between them and God, not because they pay toll gate to somebody. A lot of women in churches today are agonizing, and they are beginning to ask themselves, they are beginning to interrogate the scriptures, because those who are teaching them fraudulently for their pockets. Now the spirit, they're interrogating. Okay, all this time I'm praying, God, I'm praying. Yes, God did say, okay, your Bible says, okay, remind me of what you've done and my commitment to you. Yes, He said it, but not blackmailing Him. Because God didn't take your cash, didn't need your cash to give you a child. God doesn't need it, didn't need it. So anybody collecting money from you for the fruit of the womb, 419, scam. Rather go to Babalawo, yes, go there. They will tell you the money, they will tell you in truth now, okay, you will pay for service and you use this money to buy oil, to buy this, to buy that, and then after you just give me what you think is. They will be honest with you. Then someone says he stands behind the pulpit and is lying to you and say, do prophet offering, do sow seed for the fruit of the womb. That's a lie. But of course, they play on the scripture that, oh, it's your faith, as your faith can carry you. So please, excuse me, just get knowledge now. Sorry, excuse me. As the people on the street will say, borrow yourself brain, man. Borrow yourself brain. Let nobody scam you. You can give from your heart willingly. It's a willing thing. It's a purely voluntary exercise. Yes, tithing may be, yes, legal. Even as legal and institutional or constitutional as it is, scriptural as it is, it's at the end of the day voluntary. It has to come from you. It is not legislated on you by man. God has already legislated it, but with the proviso that you are not forced. So that is what I'm talking about. we have to be careful. Look, let me say this. I'm going to really bear my mind here about offering tithe and what have you. When you break away, people are breaking away from churches today. Churches are breaking away from themselves because of tithe offering and because of the money. Let me tell you how I became born again, as in quotes. A long time ago. That's in the 90s, yeah? In the 90s, yeah, in the 90s. In my house then at Tonopam. One guy used to come. If I call his name so that you know, Victor Ohai, he used to come to our compound. Victor Ohai is a big boy in the Nigerian film industry. So I'm sure when this one gets to you, remember. Victor will come every day in the evening, every Sunday. He went up at the balcony on top, and I'm looking at this guy each time, and somehow I can't remember how we connected. I think we connected through a mutual friend who actually happens to be Chike, who actually happens to be his in-law, brother-in-law. And so one day he says, "Why don't you follow me to church? To fellowship, And I followed him, and that's how I got there, and I liked what I saw. It completely, bowled me over, and I was happy, there. So every Sunday was good. It was I preferred that to church, So one day they took us to church. I think CPM then. It was CPM house fellowship. And to tell you the truth, I think the house fellowship was more aid for me. But then where am I going? So at one Sunday like that when we went, we normally go from 4 to 6 or thereabout, yeah. So we got to we were using the house of somebody, nearer my house, I think, but it could be side or something. And excuse me, I'm sorry about this. And we were told that we can't hold fellowship. No, that this is our last fellowship there in the house. I was shocked. I said, really what? Because I was already used to the house and all that. At the end of every fellowship, we would give offering. So on that day, Victor didn't tell me. I think he was giving me, but he didn't tell me. I got the shock of my life, right there after the fellowship. And he now wants to now say, okay, this our host says that he too has received the call of God. That's what he said officially, okay? He has received the call of God. And so he's going to start his church from his house. I'm sure that guy, if he persisted, he will be one of the big pastors today. And the guy wants to start his church in his own house, so no longer will it be conducive for us to hold our fellowship there. And so the man will speak now. Now you see, brothers and sisters, one thing. I too, actually, now God has given me the vision and called me. Actually, he called me something like this on drama. I'm like, okay now. But I didn't really know why that would happen. I didn't like it. So on our way back home, Victor would now tell me that it's because of the guy I don't enter the offering and this way that they give for the place. So he actually saw the vision because of tithe and offering. So he took and be collecting the money. After all, we can't be making money in his house and he doesn't get it there. So, but that's a joke. It's a joke, yeah, but it's truth. And that's real life. It happened. And it's happening. People are starting churches, breaking away from their church, and opening their own shop. Because they shop at the end of the day. After all, Bishop Anthony Okoji of the Catholic faith, who said that Redeemer is opening business, business center. I didn't say, he said it's in public space. So let's not kid ourselves about it. In the end, that's what it is. Churches are all as business centers. If I some bad pastors who say, don't drop this small denomination, no. Like no, 100 naira or 50 naira is really out of it. You can't use 50 naira for anything that's sensible. Like the pastor will say, please don't drop 50 naira in our offering. Don't drop 50 naira denomination. That was stupid. That was silly. Not a lot of people will go and kill, go into kidnapping. One Bayelsa boy, or the South guy, who was caught, who was captured, a kidnapper. He's into politics and he's in church. What about this big one that what's that one? The first one, the billionaire kidnapper. Is he not almost a ticket in church? What are we talking about? And he pays one of the highest tithes. Huh? So are you telling me now that okay, yeah? So why I remember? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The billionaire kidnapper, right? Caught by the now imprisoned the Abakari. The joke of anyway. So he was paying tithe now. In fact, in Magodo there where he lived the estate, they love the guy. He's a good resident there. Okay, he behaves well as a resident, you know, as a house owner there. And in church, oh my God, oh, he's a respected member. Because what? He pays tithes. Heavy tithes. Oh, I've seen another story. Let me share this one with you. I think I read it somewhere. One guy, you know, in this particular, I think it happened in Jos. I remember, but it happened in the church. Wherever it is, doesn't matter, because if it happened there, it can happen anywhere. Because it's the same issue they're talking about. So this guy goes to report to the general overseer that one big shot in the church is sleeping with his wife. Yeah? Of course, the pastor was concerned, genuinely concerned. Why in my church? No. Now we will look into it. And the guy went home, oh yeah, that's sure that pastor will take care of the matter. Okay? The next time, the thing persists to, in fact, he went to another level. The guy was flying the wife everywhere in the world. Yeah? And you know what they're doing there? To the guy's face. So the guy angry now went back to the man and said, sir, I came to report it to you the last time and see what has happened. The guy has now taken liberty for license. He now flies my woman, my wife, Pastor listened to him, ran, because that's what the guy was doing. By the time you hear my response, his response now. After the guy is finished, and I was like, okay. How much tithe do you pay? When last did you pay your tithe? The guy didn't know where that was coming from. When did he pay his tithe? What does tithe got to do with somebody sleeping with my wife? And the pastor will tell him, you see this man, his tithe, the tithe he pays is what we used to pay most of our bills. This man that you want me to deal with, he pays tithe. So you can. This is really it happened. I read it somewhere, but I'm trying to remember. It's a long time, but it's happening It's happening now today. It's happening, you know. So it's really. So you know that's to connect to what I'm saying, that it is about money. However, you know, let's look at it really. Church is an association at the end of the day. The only difference is we tie that association, body, spirit, and soul to God, to Christ, right? That's the difference. We run it like we run any association. He has his routine. He has his officers, those who run that routine. He has an administrative secretariat. He has. The only difference that is a God enterprise, in quotes. So there's a need to keep that administration of organization working, in material terms, physical terms, logistically, yeah, logistics. Logistics, that's what it's all about. Logistics, that's it. It's logistics. It's to fulfill logistics. It's to fuel the gen, pay salaries, do this, to make sure the mics are working, make sure the church is okay. Fine! But that's, we just take an amount now. The rest you can, the excess you are obligated. That's compulsory on you. That's imperative on you. To feed the poor, to feed the hungry. Yes, but some people will say they will use the money to boast that they are the richest pastors on earth. Is that a title? Really? But let's look at in another dimension rather. China people don't pay tithe to any church now. As a country, they are an economic world power. Leave the country, go to the Chinese. They don't go to church now, but look at their lives. Can you compare the life of a Nigerian who is so addicted to tithing to a Chinese, for instance? Go to Singapore, yeah? Sweetheart, it's all about money. God is the one who provides the money. He's not asking to give me back physical the money I'm giving you. That's nothing. He can give you, in fact, he has made you yourself a whole central bank. So it's not about money. It's not a monetary relationship we have with God. It's not a monetary relationship we have with God at all. It's a relationship you have with your Father. That's why he said, Jesus Christ said, if you can do this for your son, how much more God will do for you? He's our Father. Right? You don't have to pay consultation fee to excuse me. Oh my God, excuse me. You don't have to pay consultation fee to see your dad. Or for your dad to pay your school fees. Are you going to pay your dad as a student tithe to pay your school fees? So that you sit down free to pay. You pay your dad to pay your school fees. Say, Dad, oh my God. Daddy, please. Because I want you to act on this my school fees issue. No. I'm going to do a sit down free to you. Oh, the guy is going to just look at you and laugh. So it's not about that. It's about, it boils down. Everything boils down to what? Love. How? When you are tithing, you are tithing, you can't be hating somebody and be tithing and believe that God will answer that prayer or use that to do what now? You can't be keeping malice and tithing and think God will do this thing, will bless you or whatever. I've heard pastors saying that tithe you are bringing to church, don't give it to anybody, even if the person wants to die, don't give it, bring it to church, bring it to God. That is that is a lie. It's a scam. Somebody wants to die. What if it is your wife who is at the point of your child, your daughter, everything, and the only money you have is your tithe? That in quote, your tithe that you are planning to give to church. Of course, some people can be crazy and say, yeah, if my child is about to die, I predict that if I give this money, wine to the pastor, wine, my child will come alive. You can try it if you like, but I won't advise that. Because the law of giving is about this. You give. Before you give to God, have you actually given to the poor? Yeah, that's the new thing now. Because actually that money that you think you want to go and give God, where the poor is needing of it at that moment, you're not just going to give cash to some administrator in a building called church. That's what you're going to do. The real tithe God wants to use your God is asking of you, is staring you in the face. And you decide, no, let the human beings can be, what most of them can be foolish. How can you do that to yourself? Do you know if that poor person, that person needing of that money at that moment, at that instant, do you know whether it's sent by God himself? If you actually love, and you know love, you understand love, your eyes will open to see that that is grace standing for you there, standing with you, just asking for you to do, as we say on the street, normal. Do what you're supposed to do to save a life. You gotta save a life. That's what it's all about. You're holding what you call cash, your tithes, to go and pay in a building called church, to a man who says he's a pastor, or who says daddy or man of God in your heart. Money. And then somebody crying before you that my child will be thrown out of school if I don't pay this money. That's to say that person, suppose that person is sincere, because a lot of people can come with stories, but then you will know the one that's genuine now. Somehow, just will tell you. That person is needing of your money. Oh, my child is in the hospital. He's about to die. They just need this money. And the money you're asking for is nothing. It's nothing to your tithe. You won't touch your tithe like that. Maybe you're going to give a lot of 100,000. And somebody's child is about to die in the hospital. Just needing 20,000. He said, well, sorry, I pray for you. This money in my hand, I'm going to give it to God. I'm going to give it to God. And I'll tell my pastor to pray for you. Is that not stupid? That person should be lynched. And so this person's son dies. So what has your tithe done? So that is where we're going here. Now you see why this is the True Love of God platform. If you don't have love, you can't do any of these things. Can't do them correctly. You can never do them correctly. Forget it. Is that not why Jesus said the greatest of all laws, the greatest of all the laws, including the law of tithing, the law of offering, the law of this and that and that? A lot of you misuse and abuse. The greatest law is love. If you don't love, you cannot love, you cannot understand, appreciate. If you don't understand love, you can't do it. You can only pretend to yourself that you're doing it. That's what it's all about. You can only pretend to yourself. Let's face it. You are lying against somebody in the office. You are responsible for destroying somebody in the church, in the office, in the house, in the family, in everywhere. And you're saying, yes, because I pay my tithe, they don't matter, God will forgive me. You are stupid. Trust me, you are an idiot. You lie. Why would you do that? So I'm sorry. Just I speak my mind. Like I told you, I'm a sinner. I know they look for anybody's face. I will tell you the way it is because that is the way it is. It is what it is. I'm not here to call a spade something else for you. A spade is a spade is a spade. Because it's when you know this hard truth that you'll be liberated. Nobody will come and call black white for you or white black for you in the name of God. What did you go to school for? What is all your education and certificate about? What is your wisdom about for? That God gave you naturally. That's if you didn't go to 4 walls of the Western education, what it is. You have to wake up. It's as simple as that. There are no two ways about it. You got to wake up. Look at where we are today in Nigeria. People can hardly feed. I don't know about you, but people can hardly feed. They can hardly feed. People can hardly go out. People are choking. They are dying. Okay, fine. The only thing that gives them joy is go to church. Okay, fine. Beautiful. But the church, with all the money that he has, from tithes, from offering, from seeds, that money, some churches can run 4 countries together into prosperity. Some churches in Nigeria, and you and I know it. How did the pastor get it? Did he pray the billions into the church? I mean, into his bank account? Did he pray it? Is it not people's tithe offering that got there? Listen, those tithes and offering, the excesses, the excess, the surplus, is supposed to help the people. There are churches today who can start. I'll share this with you. Yeah, that brings this to my mind. I mean, this out now. That time they were turning Lagos Ibadan Expressway into church, prayer city, and this one. I used to say that time that what if they had turned that whole place in the name of God into an agricultural settlement, agricultural, call it whatever it is. Where you can plant things, reap them, do it upstream, midstream, downstream. So that, for instance, you can now, churches can produce fiber life, their own fiber life. They can produce their own food, for their members. Cost of living will fall. That's the impact. That's why we are salt of the earth. We are supposed to impact our community physically. Yes, now situating they've opened that road now. There's a lot of the economy of that zone alone, that Lagos Ibadan Expressway, you can't quantify because of the churches. Yes, there are so many people going to those churches, burning fuel, stressing themselves from their far distances to go to those places to go and pray. Many of them, their lives have not changed. Indeed, many of them, it gets worse. What are we talking about here? Wake up now. You are going to church. Yes, it's good to see. Let me give you a hint. I told you I'm just myself. Well, these things are scientific sometimes. If you want to know, if you want to seek the face of God and make it work for you, I try it sometimes. It works for me sometimes, but it's a bit tedious, so I can't, but I'm sure now that my mind is getting to this, at some point I'll get to it, and I'm sure I'll do it, and I'll get the results. But I can give you the expo if you can try it. Okay? If you fast, good for you. I fast. Fasting has become part of me now. Okay? So if you can fast, that's one of the fasting. I will tell you the details. That's one, fasting. While you are fasting, before 1 month before that day of fasting, or that your month of fasting, and 1 month after, the following you must do. You must not think evil of anyone. You must not have malice against anyone. If you had any beef with anyone, forgive that beef one time and mean it. You must be at your best behavior. And that's before the fast though. And after it, 1 month, 1 month before, 1 month after. 3 months, you must be good before heaven and before man. The fasting is when you now join with fasting, your prayer, Father God, your prayer will be answered like lightning. Because then you are connecting. You connect. That frequency becomes so smooth. You connect to God straight. You are at your best love level self. except that, wasting your time. Oh, you can do that and not even go to church. Don't go to any other place. Just stay there. So what are we talking about? Meditation now. Look at those who do meditation, those Asian people. Have you wondered? If they can meditate themselves into using their bare fists to break iron, walk on burning coals, on bottles, broken bottles, just through meditation. They didn't go to any Babalawo, if you know them. I'm talking about ninjas, all those ninjas, all those whatever. They don't go to, what do you call it? They don't go to Babalawo or whatever. It's through their body, spirit, and soul. They communicate. And it takes discipline. Can you do that? If you can do that for God, which is even more real, it'll be magical. It will be magical, trust me. So, that's it. So you don't, I'm almost deviating now, but I'm not deviating. But the truth of the matter is that it's not about what level of love is inside of you. That's what matters. That's all that matters. Every other thing will follow. Because as we said yesterday, he who does not love does not know God. Because God is love. That's scriptural now. So if you actually love God, and to love God, you got to love somebody else as yourself, then any other thing that you do will become an added value. That's all God is asking of you. Because when you have that, tithing will come easily to you. In fact, you'll be so addicted, you don't want anybody to take you off it. Why? Because it's working. If you don't have money, if you are not having any salary, any tithe are you going to pay God? At zero tithe? Is there anything like zero tithe cash? No. But if you have true love, and I gave you the arithmetic and the tips and all of that yesterday. Please, you can go back to my video of yesterday. Check the dates. I think they're 19th. You will see everything there. And share, please, and make all your comments. So, if you don't have love inside of you, you can't connect to God as you should. That's true. That's a fact. Any other thing you do are sidekicks. They're sidekicks. Because truly, if you have love, you will know that that tithe, where you are getting from your church, for instance, let's just say a church of say 5 people, where you are getting, and they are between those 5 people, you are making about 1,000. You are getting let's say 50,000 naira. You are getting it every month, and your logistics takes only 1/10 of that money. Say for instance, right? Paying salary, buying fuel, paying bills, that. Okay, let even be this thing. Let's say 20% or 25% of all the time that you get. That's between you and that money and God. You know that really 25% of this money you can pay your bills and you have enough left. The 75% that is remaining, for crying out loud, you need it to help the 5 people, the weakest of the 5 people. Because when you, and this is where it is, you can use that money, you should not even can. You use that money to create in those 3 now, please. That church, that first church, that's what they did. That's why they became powerful. That's why God showed up all the time in their midst. That's why the husband and wife were trying to cheat, and Ananias and Sapphira were struck down. Again, love. If you don't have genuine love, you won't be sincere now. You'll be lying, you'll be pretending. If you have love, anything is nothing will become a task to you. Tithing won't be a task that we'll be talking about here and arguing. Loving them, being faithful won't be a task. Standing for justice will be something that you love to do if you have love. So those who think, oh, I have money, so I can pay my tithe, let me be paying my tithe. You know, God will understand that, I have to survive now. So I have to be killing people to survive. I have to be kidnapping people to survive. I have to be assassinating people to survive. I have to be robbing people to survive. I have to be scamming people to survive. I'm sure God will understand that. The Bible says, good job. And I will say, no policy, it's not possible. You're just deceiving yourself. That's the bloody truth. You are just deceiving yourself. Why are you deceiving yourself? Some people live in self-delusion, and that's sad. Nigerians, look, if you want to learn about that, yeah, Nigerians will teach you. A lot of people will be in church. And they'll be punching the air, punch the devil, punch the devil. Teach you mole. And the Chinese teach you mole. Are they matching the devil? One teach you mole. But they are prosperous. Singaporeans are prosperous. And they go to church. They go to their places of worship with love, with earnest, because it's working for them. It's working for them. Even the churches in Nigeria today, that's supposed to be the house of God, people go there, and already there's a class thing. So if you're a poor man, you're a poor man in church, man. And your plight is good. Worse than when you get into the secular world. If you're a poor man in church, you are worse. For a rich man, no matter how you get that money, you are rich. You are respected. Quickly you become an elder, man. Vanity, pain. There are churches in Nigeria today, and you and I know, that can turn the economy of this country around. One time. No story, no joke, no question. They can turn the economy of this country one time for the better by themselves. But they choose not. Rather, the so-called GOs and whatever are boasting, I'm the richest person in the world. I own jets, I did this, I do that. People are dying in your church. People are poor. They are losing jobs. They are losing lives. Many can come to church. Many are suffering. Many are. People who go to church today, they don't know how they're going to eat. They don't know how they're going to eat the next meal. When they open their mouth in these churches to say, please help me, they are treated as lepers, not like as lepers, destitute. Yet they will still, it's crazy. It's crazy because church has now made worse the vanity glamour, or the vanity that glamorized in secular world. Church has made it worse. And it's surprised that ladies are wearing pink skirt, mini skirts and floating dress. I don't have any problem with it. If you like, dress, come naked to church. But if I see that it's not, it's affecting my members or even myself, you will come. Indeed, I'll draw a dress code. So that's administrative. Excuse me, it's administrative truly. It's administrative because you can't wear miniskirt to your office now. So where do you want to wear it to church? Church is a public place. Remove God first. It's a public place. So where do you want to be showing your breast in church? Do you do that in your office? You're going to be working for another multinational, for instance, and then you show your breast. And you are the receptionist. They will sack you now. So why do you think it's okay now to go and do that in church? Remove God out of it. Don't blackmail God with that. It's not decent. You get out of the church. You don't come to church with that. It's not because it's going to affect men and that's another thing entirely. If you like, then come with your pants. It's okay. Go down. But what are we talking about here? People can do that because it's also about leadership, right? It's about leadership, the church. Many of these pastors, let me tell you the truth. It doesn't matter. I'm not here to run down any pastor. But many of these people, are they mature enough mentally, psychologically, to address the issues they say they are teaching you in the name of God? Are they mature enough? Because they say garbage in, garbage out. You can't give what you don't have. They are only going to tell you, give to you to the extent of their knowledge. And in most cases, hey, oh my God, Joy is saying that he's depressed. It is not good in church. It's not good anywhere. Don't go exposing your breast. Look, I like breast. Everybody should like breast, but not when it's done, when it's shown in the wrong place at the wrong time, for the wrong reason. So, anyway, so Joy, you're welcome. Dr. Adi Goretti is here on the video. I don't know who that red lady is. Sorry. Let me just be recognizing my people. He's Kolade is watching. Thank you. Joy, I see you. Thank you very much. Your comment is funny. Well, I hope I'm making sense to all of you. I miss you too. Anyway, so what am I saying? The truth of the matter is that you have to understand that these things, they are not halfway half, not half and half. You can't do this and believe that and not do the other, or believe that this one you do will compensate for the other. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You better learn. It doesn't work. We're talking about tithe, seeds, and offering seeds. See, you have to understand that what you give to God in God's name has to come from your heart. You don't give it because you are bullied mentally or emotionally to give it in the name of God now. So if you don't pay your tithe, if you don't go and bring that money back to church, your life never saves. Meanwhile, that money will save lives. The day I heard one pastor talk about that thing, I was disgusted. That if somebody is dying right now in your presence and you have your tithe, bring it to church. I don't like to curse. I will curse that man. How dare you say that? So that's the thing. So the thing about the ministry of the church or the ministry of God is that your tithing and what have you. It's not about when you give. It's not about giving value. When you give value, value will come back to you as reward, right? Value will come back to you now. That's what it is. God gives value. That's why He demands value back. And what we give to God that really works, that is the real tithe you pay Him. The food you really give Him. Do you know what it is? Praise. Praise Him. When you love Him, you will praise Him. I do that. I don't know. I'm still learning to pray, so smoothly as so many people with what they have. But I find more joy in dancing for God. I dance for God. Soon you will start seeing that. That's another thing. I promise you. You will see me dance. I promise you that. That one. I could have started with that, but I'm still preparing that. Just hold on. That's what I do. That's the greatest thing you can do for God. For God, though. That's what God understands. That's what He needs from you. Praise Him. Praise Him. You have to praise Him. That's the only thing He likes. That's what He loves. He responds to praise more than He does prayer. You know that. I'm not the expert, but I'm just telling you what I know. Excuse me. He responds to praise than prayer. He responds to prayer too, but praise is faster. And praise, let me tell you from my own little experience, When you're praising God, there's a lifting in your heart. There's a lightness in your heart. There's a light in your heart. You can't beat it. You can't beat the feeling. The music atmosphere, the atmosphere is charged in your spirit and around you. And you enjoy what you're doing. You enjoy doing it. You enjoy singing. You enjoy dancing for God. The more you feel that in your heart, the more God is feeling it. But if you are doing it because you think you should dance, I think you are just dancing, don't throw your hand, throw your leg, move, you are deceiving yourself. You are bloody deceiving yourself. Try it tonight. Be inspired. Take your favorite gospel music. Alone, dance. Just dance yourself. Just dance. I do 2 hours, 3 hours. I love it. And it helps me. Oh, you must see me dance. To God the glory. You must see me dance. I love dancing for God. That's the only thing I can give him. So you must learn that. That is what, yes, talking about giving. That's the only thing you give to God that God knows that He gets. Every other thing, physical. Now, lie you, it's man is that is meant for. Please tell me, what is a man doing? One man doing with fleets of jeeps, current brand edition, whatever they call them. What is he doing with fleets of jeeps to your long now? What is he doing with a fleet of jets? Where people cannot pay school fees, people cannot pay medical bills, people cannot pay house rent, people cannot find food to eat. What is he bloody doing with all that money? Somebody will be asking questions. Because you're asking questions in church doesn't mean you're going to hell. Take that from me. You gotta ask questions. Now, so if you have never done that before, begin to ask questions now. That's why there are so many fraud in churches today now. Some you know, some they allow you to know, many they hide. Because people who cannot steal, who can no longer steal in the civil service, find their stealing skills in church coffers. That's it now. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not, because it's all about the money. It's all about the money, and it shouldn't be about the money. It should be about your sincerity, your honesty, your love, your relationship with God. Period. Operating the dominant word there is love. You have love for God. Not everything you are doing is mechanical. That's what we're doing, mechanical worship of God. Yeah? We are doing mechanical worship of God. We are worshiping God mechanically, not from our mind now. You and I know that. Somebody will leave church now, pakam at the car park. Say, why can't you see that I'm turning, I'm reversing? What are you doing there? You idiot. They are abusing themselves. Some people fight in church after service. So where's the love now? And they pay title. Oh, they pay title. The tithe player will box somebody in church. I've witnessed them, so I'm not conjuring anything. Box somebody and they land in police station on a Sunday after they pay their tithe. So what have you done? You've only wasted it. You know you've only wasted it. And why do you want to waste your spirituality? That's what we do in Nigeria. Yeah, we waste our spirituality. Yeah. But check out something. These people that I said don't go to church, they are more religious. So their faith in their religion is deep. You see Chinese worshiping cow. Chinese, India worshiping animals. And they are passionate about it. But the truth of the matter is, the animal they are worshiping, I'm not here to condemn any worship or any religion. You will never find me doing that. Because those people are human beings too. And many of them love more than you and I. Right. Who are you to judge? Who are we to judge? So the truth of the matter is that the seeds, the offerings, the tithes, they will be disconnected from the main objective, which is to access God's grace, God's love, and God's this. If it's devoid of humanity, is devoid of the milk of love. You can't claim to love God. You hold the tithes. You are holding 1 million naira or 10 million naira or 100 million naira that you want to go and give to one person, one organization. And your family, your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, your whatever, are begging you to help them pay certain bills because they couldn't do it. They can't do it. And you think God will forgive you after giving the 100 million naira to somebody, or 10 million or 1 million, as the case may be? Do you think God will forgive you? You wasted that money now. You wasted your spirituality, the spiritual value of that money. You wasted it. So why do you want to waste it? Why do you want to waste it? You're going to give to who? To God. Which God? Do you know his phone number or his email or his ex? Whatever. Do you know? Well, as you can see, I'm a bit animated or emotional today. Yeah, I am. Thank you, Dr. Goretti, for giving me this topic. I hope we've learned enough. I hope you've learned. I've had the opportunity to pour out my mind here. Oh yes, I would respond to that. You know, you understand what I'm saying? I just have to pour my mind, please. I just have to pour my mind because this is one issue that is stressing a lot of Nigerians today. It's stressing them. It's stressing their lives. It's stressing their lives. Because now they are agitated. Where am I going to go? I have to give offering. I have to give money. I have to do this. Meanwhile, they are stressing out. They are stressing out financially, emotionally, physically, psychologically. They are stressing out. And the church to which they give that money could help them, but refuses to help them. Look, we have to face this church. They're not in revolution or anything. You have to start asking questions. You have to start asking questions. Somebody cannot tell you that I have billions of dollars, I have fleet of jets, I have fleet of jeeps. And even that community that church is situated is not really developing. Or are not, if the guy who says that I have $1 billion, for instance, I'm talking about a Nigerian pastor. He has $1 billion cash sitting in one account, in one country, wherever it is. $1 billion cash. And he can't bring out even a tithe of that, right? That's $100 million. To set up, say, an ICT hub for the teeming jobless youth in the church. I'm not even talking about agriculture yet. Can set up an industry to empower his church members. Are we for real here? What are you talking about? And everybody's clapping for him. Oh, my pastor is the richest pastor in the world. Oh my God. You are a fool. You're a fool. I'm not going to spare anybody here, anything here. Why would you clap for somebody who became rich by virtue of the money you pay in tithe and offering? Why would you do that to yourself? So really, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Anyway, so what I will do is that we'll continue this another time. So let me catch my breath because I'm really, really, angry a bit now. But to calm down, I gotta end this. We will continue our discourse tomorrow by God's grace. Please help share this to all your friends, family, fans, and foes alike. And make a comment. I want to know how you feel about what I'm saying. I don't just want to talk into myself, I need you to, I need to hear your opinion, your comment. Another thing, a lot of people, the past two ones I've done, they are complimenting me. Oh, it's good. To God be the glory. Enough of that already. Thank you very much. I appreciate your comments, your compliments. God bless you. But please, on the issues that we're talking about here, I'm not here to entertain anybody or impress anybody. I'm just here to do what I believe I owe God to do. It's my own voluntary debt to God. I'm not coming here to tell you that God woke me up in a dream or woke me up before I slept. No. So please, let's do it like that. Help me. Help so many people who need to get this information, to share and like, so that at least this can move. Please support the ministry. That's all I can say. Thank you very much. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.